The issue is.
I'm Rudy Koski in Austin.
I'm Greg Krugen in Houston.
And I'm Stephen Dial in Dallas. And this is Texas. The issue is. The issue this week, online sports betting.
Now, there have been several attempts over the past 10 years to expand gambling in Texas. When state lawmakers return to Austin in January, they'll be asked again. But this time, the legislative play will be limited to online sports betting. And the main pitchman is a familiar face. Former Governor Rick Perry. I spoke to him about the proposal and why he has decided to become a key player.
I'm pretty sure people have been betting since the first time two guys met horseback in a dusty street and probably centuries before that. So betting on sporting events is nothing new. 35, 36 other states already do this because the Supreme Court met and said, you know, you can't ban this. This is a state issue. So 2/3 of the states have already said, you know what, this is going to go on. Let's regulate it. Let's make sure that it's safe. Let's make sure that your information doesn't get used by some nefarious platform somewhere. That's why the time is right.
So what type of gambling is this and what type of gambling is this not?
Well, let me tell you what it's not first. It's not casino gambling. It's not a place that you would go and storefront types of thing. This is all online, what we call mobile sports betting. You know, a cell phone or a laptop that they would have access to all of these platforms. Texans need to know that when they place a bet, and Rudy, they're going to place bets. I think if your opposition here is, I'm not for expansion of gambling, this is not an expansion of gambling.
Let's build on that. So when you were in office and running for office, you courted the conservative evangelical group that's technically against gambling. So what do you say to them? And I heard what you just said, that people are already doing it, but they're still saying, gosh, this just doesn't feel right. And what's Rick Perry being with these people?
If your issue is betting is just wrong, it's morally wrong, then, you know, that is absolutely, you're right. I'm not for expansion of gambling. Somebody said, well, what about casino gambling? And I said, listen, this Sports Betting Alliance is agnostic about that. They don't have a position. They're focused on the issue of mobile sports betting, period. That's the biggest education process, Rudy, that needs to go on. This is about a activity that has gone on for decades, if not centuries. And now, because of the proliferation of these devices, our iPhones, et cetera, it's relatively easy for someone to place a bet. Let's make sure that it's regulated and that it's safe.
I hear you saying that your motivation is regulation, making it safe, but I've also heard that you're being well compensated. You want to tell me how much you're being paid?
I hope I am being well compensated. The point is, that's a side issue from my perspective. I hope after I got out of public office, I have the right to negotiate a fair deal, and I will suggest to you, I got a fair deal.
You mentioned earlier that this alliance, some big names involved, Jerry Jones, Mark Cuban. Will you join them at the state capitol talking to lawmakers about this plan? Do you expect to be down here in Austin pushing this?
Well, I'm not a lobbyist. I'm the spokesperson. I'm their talent, so to speak. I'll be doing some educational processes with the people of the state of Texas. Right now, it's about the citizens of the state of Texas understanding this, so when they do have their conversations with their elected officials, they can express their desires. You know, Rudy, one of the interesting things about this, and another one of the reasons that I signed on, I got comfortable the way that this was being put together, was they're doing it with a constitutional amendment. I think it's totally the right way to do it. Go to the people. And what we're asking the legislators to do is, listen, vote to allow your constituents the vote on this issue in the fall on a constitutional amendment question.
the gatekeeper to this kind of resolution is most likely going to be Lieutenant Governor Dan Patrick. Have you spoken to him about this? Have you heard any feedback from him on this?
I think he'll be fair. I think he will look to his members, but I also think he really respects the concept of the voters having the say here.
Y'all are estimating a lot of money could come into the state. Should that money be earmarked to something? Would you like to see that earmarked to something?
I'm not a big believer that you earmark with legislation. Put the money in the general revenue fund. Have your appropriations in your Senate Finance Committee meetings. That makes a lot more sense to me.
All right, guys, the former governor made his pitch in a word, and I say it with a hyphen, high roller. Greg, what's your word?
My word is vice.
Stephen, what is your word?
Transformational.